Welcome in, Fate Weavers. Welcome to your October reading. The energy that's showing up for you today is one about past justice now creating effects of transmutation in your life. Because this is a collective general reading, be sure to take whatever resonates, leave the rest at the door for someone else to pick up, okay? So we have this past energy of justice showing up here, and that came up in one of my last readings as well as justice playing out right now, and I believe that was the end of September. We're now starting to see the effects of justice on a collective, macro, overall level, and because we're seeing it on a collective, big picture, center stage level, that means that there's something happening energetically that's also manifesting within the individual micro level. And so you might be seeing justice play out in your life in different ways. This reading is going to go deeper into the transmutation effects and what specifically is happening with this energy of past justice playing out now through the month of October. We have you all here in the energy of compassion. I feel that many of you have empathic abilities in that you may be able to feel what someone else is going through and experiencing as if they are part of you in some way. And this is something that I feel is within you on a soul level. It might be something that has to do with your soul origin, so to speak. But I feel like many of you have been this way for a while. And if not, then right now you could just be deeply feeling for the people that you see or the situations in which you see justice sort of playing out. And injustice as well. It might be very much striking a chord within you at this time. What's happening, and what I see happening here in the cards that have come out for you all so far, is this energy of past deception and past lies, manipulation, cheating, and this happening not just once, but cyclical lying, cyclical cheating, cyclical deception over and over again. And throughout this month of October, and I feel as Pluto transitions through Capricorn this one last time for the next 250 years or something like that, and into Aquarius, there is this energy of reckoning. And more or less, whether it's on a bigger scale or a small scale, we're all being called to reckon with and be held accountable for the energy that we have held and the actions that we have chosen to take. And so that's what is happening here. And for those of you who have been in this energy of compassion, even for people who have fallen and may have even deserve to have justice called on them in some kind of way. If you've had compassion, I'm hearing compassion for even your enemies, then that energy, this past energy of deception is now transmuting for you. The more you have stood in this energy of compassion for those falling and fallen, or those that you knew would fall, the greater the effects of the energy that is going to be transmuting for you and by you, I hear. We have also 10 of Cups. So we have two different energies here with the Wheel of Fortune. We have cycles here. We have cycles of this energy of 7 of Swords, and now that 7 of Swords is moving, is transmuting into this 10 of Cups energy. So if you have been dealing with deception or lies or gossip or coming up against opposition that you felt was unfair to you, and it was. Here with this card, a lot of it was unfair. This is now being turned for you into something that is fulfilling, rewards, into positive manifestations in your life. Wherever you have been putting your energy, the goals that you've been setting, the actions you've been taking, there are rewards here. I call this card like the Disney happy ending card, where everyone's all together at the end and they're celebrating and singing and there's a wedding. Doesn't have to be literally a wedding here, but the energy is what's important. It's a happy time, more or less. And then we have as well this card here that says jealousy. So we have the energy of compassion, and then we have the energy of jealousy. I feel most of you in this energy of compassion, and I feel this jealousy here as something that may have been cyclical in your life, but also something that has been playing out for the last couple of years for some of you, or recently for some others of you. What's happening is, basically, jealousy is an energy of hate. And the type of energy that we carry in our heart, it affects our day-to-day life. It affects our manifestation. It affects how the future is. We talk about weaving fate on this channel. Well, we weave fate every day just by waking up in the morning and choosing to do what we do for that day. The actions that we take, the decisions we make, the thoughts that we think, the words that we say, all of that weaves fate. It weaves how our future is going to play out. And so it depends on where you are in the energy of compassion or the energy of jealousy. Many of you, I'm feeling in this empathic energy of compassion, even for those who didn't always deserve it, even for situations that took from you in some way or another. And this energy here, it doesn't mean that you've never felt jealousy, right? Jealousy is a human emotion. It's normal. But it's also an energy, like I said, of hate. And so if, for instance, if someone is choosing to wake up and be jealous, be hateful, spin lies and deceit and rumors and gossip, that kind of thing, just for instance, then that is the energy, that is the fate that they are weaving into their life, whether they are directing that jealousy at another person or if they're directing the hate inward. Either way, it's the same outcome. The wheel is turning here, and now there is a balance and a harmony being restored. And you may be feeling this internally. It might feel actually kind of uncomfortable as your own life starts to shift into something that is rewarding and fulfilling. And at the same time, you are seeing other people struggle. No matter what they did, no matter the actions that they've taken, it's normal to feel a type of compassion and empathy for somebody if they're struggling, especially if you're as empathic as I'm feeling that a lot of you are. Let's go a little bit deeper into this and see what else is going on for you all in the month of October. All right, Great Divine, tell us more about this energy and what's happening for the collective, this transmutation in the month of October. What's happening for them? Okay, deck is upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and read this as right side up. We have Three of Swords. So, yeah, that energy of feeling feeling pain, feeling heartache, feeling like defeated, and not really knowing how to pull the swords out of the heart, so to speak. It could be something that you see happening outside of yourself, and it really strikes a chord within you as well as you watch it happening. Something is disappointing here. Tell me more about the Three of Swords, please. Three of Swords. All right, we have Six of Cups, something from the past. This could have I'm getting that this could have something to do with like a school that you used to go to, like way back when, maybe back in your home city, home state. It could also be, I'm hearing end of an era. It could be someone or something you've had a connection to for a long time, something that has caused you quite a bit of heartache or pain. Tell us more about this. Tell us more about what's going on here. We have Ten of Wands. Yeah. So this is like a long-standing sort of struggle that a lot of you have been going through. And it's like now the burden is finally going to be released. But I feel like although this struggle and burden is finally going to be released here, I also feel this tugging at your energy. And I want to go deeper into that. What's going on with the tugging at the collective's energy? I feel this in the heart chakra. I feel this as, it's like the Three of Swords energy is outside of you, external to you. And it's almost like that energy is reaching for you and kind of pulling a bit for the compassion within you. I feel a lot of you have quite a few spiritual gifts, or you have this ability to make people feel better, even if you're not specifically trying to make them feel better. I'm seeing somebody who has really compassionate eyes and really good like listening skills. You make people, a lot of you make people feel heard. You make them feel seen, and your presence is comforting, grounding, reassuring in some way or another. Tell us more about this. What is the tugging at the collective's energy here? What is that? Okay. Okay, we have Three of Cups. Ooh, and we have Ten of Cups again. So I feel like this energy of okay, here's what I'm getting. I'm getting that this Three of Cups energy is very celebratory. It's like coming out, I'm hearing the other end of the gate, like going, okay, here's what I'm getting. It's like going through this path with brambles and snags and thorns, and I'm seeing like tangled thorns and these iron railings on two sides, and trying to cut one's way through to the center, trying to get through all of these thorns to a gate, coming out the other side of the gate, picking out the thorns, and it's this moment where like other people who have had to go through their own path of thorns are there waiting for you, and it's this celebration. And there's, you know, you could know or not know these people, and there's this celebration and kind of commemorating the struggle and the triumph over the struggle is what I'm getting. The Ten of Cups, that moment of fulfillment, that everything you went through on the journey of the cups was extremely rewarding, and other people standing in that energy with you. Tell me more about this. Tell us more about this. I feel you being, it's like you're being led. Tell us more about this. This energy, tugging energy. deck is not upside down. Well, what do we have? Okay, so we have the sun that came out in reverse. Let's clarify that. The sun's a beautiful thing, right? It's one of the happiest cards in the deck, but too much of a good thing can burn, right? Like we can get burnt by the sun. Story of Icarus comes to mind. Tell me about this sun card reversed. What is this sun card reversed here? Sun card reversed, please clarify. Okay, so we have illness here. Like too much of a good thing. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this. Sun card reversed. Okay, we have job here. So this is like, it's like an energy of burnout is what I'm getting. This could literally have to do with your job, or it could have to do with like 6th house daily energy, the things that you do on a daily basis, and just taking on a lot. Give me some more energy with this. We have communication. Why is communication here? Why is communication here? All right, so I'm getting the energy of somebody who, it's like an outside energy to you, seeing this 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups, and almost like wanting to partake in it with you, but they've been in this energy here, this sort of sneaky, deceptive, jealous energy. And they want, it's sort of more of the same thing, kind of wanting what you have, like, oh, this person isn't in lack anymore, and the obstacles that were thrown in their path, they've cut their way through the thorns, and now they have 10 of Cups and 3 of Cups, they've got 13 cups, you know, let me take at least a sip. Okay. So if someone reaches out to you while you're in this celebratory energy, I am advising you to use your discernment with that. Use your empathic intuition here. Go with your gut feeling. Don't overthink it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Your empathic intuition, your gut feeling knows what it's doing. It knows exactly what it's doing. Okay. Tell me about the communication. What is the intention with the communication here? What is the intention with the communication here? What's going on with the communication here? I feel sort of an energy. We have the anti-hero, maverick, risk taker, rule breaker. All right, I feel like that's your energy here. You might have tattoos. You could have red or black hair. You don't have to. Yeah, I feel like outside energies, and you could know these outside energies or not. These outside energies may or may not have been an opponent to you in the past or not, but I feel this as outside energies that have been in this 7 of Swords way of life, basically, and like kind of searching for a way to get out of the justice energy. And you know, you would think we all want justice, right? But it depends on the actions that we've taken. Sometimes justice it can be cold. Like if we're really reaping what we've sown, it can be a cold energy depending on what we've sown, right? And you are in this, you know, let's call it 13 of Cups, sun energy, and you're either in the upright sun right? Basking in the energy of the 10 and 3 of Cups, or there's been some kind of a burnout here. And I feel this burnout sort of, okay, here's what I'm getting. I'm getting this as this burnout energy. You might be sort of picking up on that. You may be waking up tired. You might be like, you may have gone through different spells, so to speak, of feeling really tired, really burnt out, maybe for the last couple of years, couple of months, something like that. And now you're starting to feel better, at least for a while, right? And maybe you've been picking up a little bit of that tiredness and that burnout type of thing. And what I feel this happening as is you picking up on energy that's outside of you. Because there's two different things happening in the collective's energy, right? This compassionate person, compassionate people, living in the energy of compassion, doing compassionate deeds, loving on other people, loving on self, speaking good words about other people, or the opposite of that, right? Wanting to destroy or harm or disrupt something that makes one feel inadequate, right? So what you're picking up on with this empathy, a lot of you, is the energy of the other side, this energy, going through what justice is for them. And they're not in the 10 of Cups. They're not in the 3 of Cups. They want the 10 and 3 of Cups because they haven't transitioned out of this energy yet, unfortunately. And that's sort of what justice is meant to do. It's meant to sort of instigate situations where self-reflection is forced to happen. And when one lives in jealousy and hate and envy and deception for many years, a lot of times, there's not a lot of self-reflection going on. There's not a lot of, hey, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I this way? Why am I feeling jealous of this person? Why am I speaking ill on them when I don't even know them? Just for instance, there's not a lot of that going on. And so what happens is they end up being in this energy of projection, and the things that they feel inadequate about within themselves, they're projecting on another person. For instance, maybe they feel inadequate at their job, right? They're not good at their job, or they want to have a different job, and then they see, maybe you have your own business and you're putting yourself out there, maybe you craft or something like that, and they really want to do what you do, but because they feel inadequate to the task or too scared or whatever, then they get mad at you. It's misdirected anger and want to tear you down, when really, if they had looked in that mirror of self-reflection, they would see, oh, I want to do this. Like, this person's doing something that I want to do, and my anger is misdirected. Really, what's happening is I have an internal wound inside of me, and I feel like I can't do it. And maybe if they had done that, then they could start to heal it. Find out where those feelings of inadequacy come from and heal it so that they don't really feel them anymore. And then they can go start their own business or do whatever they want to do, right? The point is that didn't happen. And a lot of you, I feel like this anti-hero energy, it's almost like you show up as karma for people sometimes. And because you do things your own way and you're unique and you're different, other people see that and it makes them feel like, hey, I want to do that, right? On some level or another. I don't want to be boxed in. I want to do X, Y, and Z. And then if there are unhealed wounds there, then it becomes a case of, Well, why are they doing that? Why do they get to do that? What's wrong with them? Well, if I was doing that, then I would do it like this, and they're doing it wrong. And you know what I mean? So that's what I feel going on here. That's what I feel going on here. What else would you like the collective to know? We have transgression, flaws, contradiction, mistake. Number 41, we have a unicorn skull here, which really, I think, speaks to the uniqueness within so many of you. Yeah, definitely something different about you. I also feel like for a lot of you who are encountering this jealous sort of energy, it has to do with your physical vessel, the way you look or present yourself in the world. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that because, you know, we come into this life with what we have, right? We don't get to choose how we physically present. We are the way that we are. We are the way that we are. What else would you like the collective to know? Tell me about this transgression here. Transgression. Maybe someone transgressed against you. We have redemption, absolution, forgiveness, and penance. And then we have pray at the bottom of the deck. Stalked, invaded, and watch, number 31. Okay, so I'm feeling like there are some options here that you're going to see play out in your life. Options for you and options for outside energies, depending on which side of the scale we fall on. And again, a lot of you I feel are on this side, but I'm not here to judge anybody, okay? So there's some sort of acknowledgement here that transgressions have been made. Give me just a second. All right, I wanted to take a minute to fully dive into these two cards because I'm feeling once again like this heart chakra sort of pull type of thing happening for the collective. And I'm feeling like with these cards, this card talks about how this vampire here, this is the Oracle of the Vampire or something like that. So this vampire killed this unicorn, basically. It's, you know, nature of the beast, and is now like feeling very, very guilty about how they treated this unicorn. And as I was saying before, I feel like a lot of you have this sort of otherworldly star being type of energy. That's why you're so highly empathic, and that's why a lot of people are sort of drawn to you, and why you sort of get this pesty, jealous energy sometimes, you know, if this has been resonating with you. So there's this energy here of like self-admonishment of, why did I do that? I messed up. Just a lot of guilt and like raking oneself over the coals for something, for really making a mistake here. And because we have this justice card, so what's happening now, what it seems to be happening now is finally that mirror of self-reflection is going up. And again, depending on where you are, you've either self-reflected already or you're self-reflecting now. And so my advice would be to those of you who were in this energy, and to those of you who are observing others go through this justice process of being in this energy, this might be a loaded piece of advice, but here you go. I really do advise compassion and self-compassion. If you are raking yourself over the coals and making yourself feel terrible about things that you've already done, and what's done has been done, okay? You raking yourself over the coals again and again isn't going to undo the past. The past is fate. We can't change what happened in the past. So I refer to the past as fate. We can't weave fate anymore if it's in the past because it's finished, okay? The only thing that you can do now is make amends, which we have redemption here. If you've been wondering if you're redeemable or if redemption is possible, yeah, it is. It is. It starts with self-reflection and self-compassion. If you haven't felt a lot of compassion for other people and instead have found yourself in this projection type of energy, then compassion for yourself might be hard to come by, right? Because it's hard to come by for others. So the first step is to give yourself permission to feel compassion for yourself and to forgive yourself. It's just, you can set an intention. You know, I set the intention to forgive myself. I set the intention to forgive others, whatever it is, okay? There's also, and for those of you who are on the other side of this, who are in this 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups, you're seeing other people go through this or really like beat themselves up about it, or maybe you feel that happening in your energetic web because you are so empathic. This is letting you know that there is an acknowledgement on the other side of somebody having made mistakes and transgressed against you in general, whatever the case may be. Transgressed against the person who is different, okay? And this is also letting you know that the option for you as someone who has had to deal with that, maybe been in this 3 of Swords energy as a result of something that somebody else has done to you. It's letting you know that the transmutation that's happening in October, it can happen at a greater scale and with your help if you give yourself permission to let go of what doesn't serve you in this situation anymore. Emotionally, I feel a lot of like cup energy, a lot of emotions with this. And I'm not suggesting, of course, that you let a person back into your life who really hurt you and just like let them walk all over you again. That's not at all what I'm saying. You can forgive someone with all your heart and the door can still be closed and locked. Okay? It's pretty much about, forgiveness is all about you and what's best for you. It doesn't really have anything to do with the other person because you're not punishing another person with your anger or with your hate. You're punishing yourself. And with this transmutation energy that's happening in October, you reap what you sow, right? So start small. You don't have to do anything too big, anything that you don't feel emotionally ready to do. You can start with like a simple intention of, I would one day like to forgive and let go of what this person did, what these people did, or what this jealous type of energy or what these deceptive types of energies have done in my life. And I want to let go of the hurt and pain that happened here. And you can start there. You set an honest, like heartfelt intention and then you let it go. And that's it. That's pretty much it for now. Like, you don't have to go to level 10 if you're at level 1. You don't have to make that leap. If you are, then go ahead, you know. But if you're not, then start small because the first step is really the hardest. And it can be a small step. It can be a baby step. It absolutely can. We have 20 redemption here, absolution, forgiveness, and penance. And that is the energy of justice. That's how absolution happens, is through penance. So this card talks about making amends. So we're moving from this transgression type of energy of like really someone putting themselves through it. This could be you or somebody else, or collectively, right? really putting themselves through it for having done XYZ. Fill in the blank. And moving from that into, okay, how do I make this right? And that answer is going to be different for everybody. And so if you were on the receiving end of somebody else's, or, you know, multiple people's hate or jealousy or whatever, then ask yourself, what would feel like justice here for me? And how could I give that to myself? It might look like practicing like a small forgiveness ritual every day. For instance, if you want to cultivate that energy of forgiveness and letting go, then you can start practicing it on a small scale to kind of build up to the point where you're facing something that really hurt you or something that really made you mad, and then work on that. So start small. You know, maybe somebody cut you off in traffic one day, right? And so maybe before you go to bed that day, take a moment to forgive that person. You know, maybe they were in a rush and they didn't see you or whatever. Start small, but start somewhere, because look at the way she clutches her heart here. Because when somebody else is feeling this guilt, we all feel that to some degree or another on a collective level. And you may not be feeling it as belonging to you, but you might be feeling the energy of that. And so if you want to be part of the transmutation process of releasing that so that healing can happen on a collective level, then it starts with forgiveness and compassion for self, and then a baby step, compassion, forgiveness for others, like the person who cut you off in traffic, and building your way up to something like, you know what, I'm really going to forgive, or at least let go of this burden of being angry at my ex for cheating on me, for example, right? And you don't have to start there. The point is building up to it, because the energy for transmutation, it's ripe, you guys. You know, you're harvesting this energy of 10 of Cups and 3 of Cups, and to step fully into this 10 of Cups and out of this sort of like heavy energy that we have been in of injustice, of lies, deceit, and jealousy, and into this new era that Age of Aquarius is bringing, when the anti-heroes, the waymakers, the fate weavers are celebrated for why they're different and who they really are, and the good changes that they're bringing on a collective level. That's when that starts happening. And to get to this point, to get to that shift, it's about healing. It really is. Start with the self and then go outside, okay? As you're comfortable, and if you feel guided to work with a therapist or something like that, or to do Reiki, or to do, you know, whatever it is that you do, your own spiritual practice with it, then do that. All right, those are the messages that I received for y'all today. This ended up going pretty deep. It went somewhere that I didn't quite expect that it would, but that's what happens sometimes. And I will see you guys next time. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, I'm Kat. This is Fate and Flame. Please do, so I can stay connected to your energy and do more readings like this one for you. And also, if you enjoyed this, please give me a like or a comment, and I will see you all next time, okay? Much love.